Hello students, how are you all? So here I am Deepthi Nair and I'm taking here the third chapter of your fourth class English literature book, that is Clever Tenali Raman. So here the chapter named it as Clever Tenali Raman, and this is a very beautiful story of a Tenali Raman. So before starting the story, let me introduce who was Tenali Raman. So Tenali Raman was a very interesting person and also a very clever man. He work and take the decisions according to that. So here in this chapter we can find out what all decisions he had taken, how actively he had participated, all these things we can see here. So students, I will be reading the story. You all have to pay attention and listen carefully wherever I am reading. Raja Verma was the most famous artist in Krishna Devarya's court. Who was the most famous artist in Krishna Devarya's court? Raja Verma. The king loved his painting. So he was a painter and the king loved his painting. The king was very much fond of his painting. He was so pleased with Raja Verma's that he wanted to reward him. One day, king suddenly said to him, ask for anything and it will be yours. Okay, now the king suddenly said to him that you can ask me anything and it will be yours. The gentle and shy artist, so the artist was very gentle and shy, did not know what to say. He was in very much confusion. He did not want anything. He only wished to be left alone to carry on with his painting. That means he did not want anything. He only wants to left with his painting. He thought hard. Then afterwards he thought very hard. But before he could reply, the king snapped his fingers and said, so what is the meaning of snapped given here? Here made a sudden sharp noise with his fingers. I know what to give you. You will be my chief minister from today. Then he declared that he will be his chief minister. This shocked Raja Verma. He did not want to accept the offer. Okay, suddenly he got shocked and he did not want to accept that offer. But he thought that it would rude to say no. So he had to accept that post. As Chief Minister, Raja Verma tried his best to fulfill his new duties. That means he was trying very hard to work over there. But his various plans and actions only led to confusions everywhere. Okay, that means he was not getting how to work. Raja Verma was, after all, only a painter. That means I already told you that Raja Verma was a very famous artist and he knew only how to paint. He had never handled the matters of the court. He was an intelligent man who realized that he was doing the things the wrong way, but he did not know how to solve this problem. That means what they were telling, that he was a very intelligent man and he knows that he was doing the wrong thing, but he did not know how to solve the problem. The king, however, continued to support him, and the king was continuously supporting him. The people were angry, the people got angry, but they did not want to say anything that would upset the king. Finally, the town elders decided to seek help from the king jester Tenali Raman. Then, at last, finally, they consulted Tenali Raman. So now here we can see the word meaning of post, that is given an important job, fulfill to do what is required, handle, look after, matters of the court, the work and the activities done in court, the elders and respectable people of the town. When people in a village or town face any problems, they seek the advice of the town elders. Raman had a clever idea. This I have told you that Raman was very clever. He invited the king and his minister for lunch. He then went to the town best known carpenters and asked him to prepare a grand feast for his guest. So Raman, as I already told you that Raman had a very clever idea. He invited the kings and the ministers for the lunch to his own house. He then went to the town best known as carpenter and asked him to prepare a grand feast for his guest. Then he went to the best known carpenter. He consulted the carpenters and requested him to come to his house and just prepare a grand feast for his guest. On the day of the feast, the food was served in a beautiful plates and the guests started eating greedily. Greatly, the guests started eating. But in a few seconds, the king began to gasp. Okay, that means as on that day, food was served in a beautiful plates and guests started eating very greatly. But in a few seconds, the king began to gasp. Gasp meaning that means to breathe quickly with an open mouth because of a pain. That means something suffocation was going on inside. Okay. But in a few seconds, the king began to gasp and call out for a water, requesting to give some water. Soon there was a similar cries all around the table. That means everyone were feeling suffocation inside. Raman, this food is horrible, shouted the king. It is too spicy, too salty, and really undercooked. Who has made it? Is this your idea of a feast? Do you want us all to die? So here gasp meaning that is to breathe quickly with an open mouth because of pain, called out for a water, ordered someone to get water, undercooked food that has not been cooked long enough and it's not ready to be eaten.